This is why I got rid of my 3-piece wheels in the first place.
To start today, Ant's wheel was leaking, so we took off the old silicone. I sent Ant to the store. What'd you do, buddy? You bought the wrong.
Bad selection of silicone there.
Silicone to be bad silicone.
It's in the same section.
13-day drying period.
That ain't the right stuff.
All right, what is up, everyone? So this weekend was the drift event. You guys saw the last video. If you didn't watch the last video, go watch it. It was a good video. I feel weird saying it was a good video, but well, Brian had some complications. Last video, the LS, second lap out, through a rod. Boom. You've done a lot of thought about it. Pretty convinced the rod hardware potentially might have broken.
Well, I know it broke. What broke first is the question.
Yeah, what broke first in the order of events? Who knows, but there is literally a rod sitting through his oil pan right now, so.
I mean, this is the first thing I found on the track.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a rod. That's a
I didn't
rod
see
cap.
That. Yeah. Oh no.
I've known since Friday morning that rod hardware failure was the cause of the death.
Okay, so what we have to do is we have to get the engine out, take it apart, and get a better idea of what happens. And I didn't know you found that on the track. I found a bunch of pieces of your oil pan, but not.
Yeah, I got some of those in the trunk too.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I know, I tried getting that piece out a few times.
That is a rod. I was correct when I said there was a rod hanging out of your oil pan.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so vicious.
Was the check engine light on? Brian?
Shut up, DJ. One big perk about BMWs, get the easy access. Look at this.
Ooh.
This saw a lot of chemicals and or fire.
I like that
this
color.
This side was a lot of fire. I don't like that color.
I like that color.
I don't like how it got it.
Might as well break the rest of this pan open. Get her out.
Oh,
Watch your eye.
What else we got in here?
good old windage tray coming out.
Oh, this is a bunch of rod.
God, there's so many individual small pieces. This must have sounded so crazy.
It was a real bad sound.
Where was the GoPro?
What's that?
Oh my God.
Is that smoosh rod?
Wow.
Didn't we just do this?
Shut up, DJ.
Really loud, huh? Turn it.
It's the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life.
There we go.
Boom. Drive shaft out. All right, big moment. So while we got some of you guys here, one of the top comments in the last video, just 1.5 million comments, was about an Accusump system. Now, would an Accusump system save the motor? It wouldn't have. It definitely would not have saved the motor. Whatever was happening with the engine would have happened even if we had an Accusump setup. The Accusump is good for random spikes or random drops of oil pressure, right, B?
Yeah, I mean, nothing. I guess, yeah, exactly. So the Accusump is good for two things. Pre-oiling your engine before you start it.
Yep.
And like super high G-forces, if you starve the motor due to oil slosh, then that is what it's good for.
Exactly. So what we saw in Brian's engine, we didn't see any oil sloshing. As we saw in the logs, oil pressure was fantastic until that whole last run, which was no just spike of oil pressure drop that caused a failure. It was overall loss of oil pressure where the Accusump wouldn't have saved it. Now, Brian put aftermarket pan in, had baffling, it had trapdoors in it. It was meant for this application. Is the Accusump great to have? Yes, it is a great tool for drifting. In the future, it was something that Brian was gonna eventually add, but it's just a really high ticket item when you're just trying to get your car back on the road.
There we go.
Okay, let's not destroy any lines on our way out.
Flip that shit
Why
up.
am I holding the camera?
What are you gonna do?
Pulling the engine.
Stop crying.
Stop crying. It says stop crying.
Wow, DJ.
Yeah, I'll deal with him later. Pull, Ant. There we go. Jeez.
Jack it up.
Boom.
All right, well, she's out. So now let's get the trans off, get all the accessories off, take the heads off.
Sorry.
What? What happened?
The steering rack. Took a chunk out of that thing.
The rod.
Fuck.
It's still good.
Who's got a steering rack?
No, it's still fun.
Let me know.
Further investigation.
No. I thought it just took a chunk out. It literally broke his rack. It cracked it.
That's crazy.
There's a crack here.
Okay, the damage continues. So, engine's out. Let's get this thing apart, get on the stand, take the heads off, do all that. See what survived the failure and see what didn't. And then we'll start putting together a game plan. We talked about it though, and we've seen it a lot in the comments. I think we're gonna do a t-shirt. Do a pre-order t-shirt to try and get Brian a new engine to get him back on the road pretty quickly. So we're working on that right now. One, come up with the design, and two, just trying to figure out how fast we can do it. So stay tuned for that.
Aunt, you better buy a damn t-shirt.
If I got to like do a lap with this car this year, I'd be one, surprised, and two, like eternally grateful. That would be insane. Like I just, as soon as it blew up there, I was just like, it's done this year. Like
If I gotta dress up in a Girl Scouts costume and knock on doors to try to sell t-shirts, that's what's happening.
We're gonna have a carnival. There's gonna be a dunk.
We're gonna make it happen. So hoping the heads are good. The heads are good. Huge win. We get a bottom end, which is the most abundant. Throw it together. The heads are bad, then we'll get them a long block. Screw it. But luckily, we got all the expensive adapter parts. We have we have the harness. We have everything else. So it's not like we have to do a whole engine swap now. We just have to swap out the long block. What? Dude, look at this. Bullshit. You can see through it. Look at Brian's face on the other side.
Unreal.
That
What
is
in the world?
this thing. Oh my God.
If you put dynamite in this thing, I don't think it would be this bad.
I could have put 150 fucking pounds of boost.
That is silly, dude.
That's it.
I don't think the block's good. Jesus. I thought these were supposed to be like strong blocks, iron.
They are.
What the?
This one's cursed.
Yeah, imagine if it was aluminum.
Be continued.
The next day.
All right, and we're back. So we gotta get this thing apart. We're gonna take the trans off real quick. We're just gonna drop the engine on the ground and take the heads off, because once the heads are off, it'll tell us, well, quite a bit. Right, Donnie?
Correct.
As we keep saying in the video, the heads are good. It's a huge win, because worst case scenario, we can get a third gen bottom end, shove these heads on it. We'll be good to go. Let's get to it. Ant, start blasting all these bolts off.
I'm not getting good vibes from the heads right now.
We don't need your bad juju.
Yeah, get those bad vibes out of here, Donnie. The heads could easily be screwed up, but I'm feeling optimistic about it.
Oh.
You just stripped that thing? He's getting eager. Yeah, shove that thing all the way in there. Oh, Tony.
I think that one was already messed up.
Yeah, bullshit.
The other one came out perfectly fine.
This PMC adapter kit is such an awesome product. No chatter, the engagement feels great, it feels like OEM, would recommend. And if you didn't know, Drift HQ, full retailer for them now.
Link in description.
Does the HQ stand for headquarters?
I don't know.
It could stand for something
Maybe it's
else.
high quality.
See?
Yo,
Adam,
yeah, I was literally just about to send you a picture. That's so weird.
what does HQ and Drift HQ stand for?
Headquarters?
I don't know, we had a big debate about it.
What the f else does HQ mean?
I don't know, high quality?
I've never heard that.
Well, we're on the fly here. All right, well, thank you for cleaning that up for us.
Wow, that was...
That one.
All right.
I forgot how crazy of a setup that was.
Oh yeah, no, this thing is ridiculous. But it's nuts though, because you see this crazy disc offset made no chatter. Like it was quieter than a BMW single mass clutch.
Very well balanced.
Very well balanced. And for someone who's had a lot of adapter plates, that's very hard not to have a bunch of chatter. You know what I mean? They all chatter.
It's a lot of spinning things to be
It's a lot of spinning mass. Well, let's cut the chatter and let's get the heads off.
I like that. Yeah. No pun in... No.
There we go. Here, you got that? Mm-hmm. Cool. So we're gonna loosen them up on the factory procedure before we blast them off, just so it kind of de-stresses the head in a uniform manner.
Well, nothing warping.
We don't, nothing warping, we don't want anything to crack. Given these things are pretty stout, it's just
Precautious.
precaution. All right, so the heads are now loose, so the head should come off. So it's the moment of truth.
Hold on.
We should FaceTime Brian.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's you calling him, he's not gonna pick up.
I'll pick up. I can feel it. Bro, stay right there. Don't hang up. I'm not trolling you. You look great,
All right,
bro.
what do you got?
You ready? All right, first one. Let's take it off.
Oh, geez.
Oh man.
There's a lot of material in here, but it doesn't look like the head is really. Look how much material's on here, but it doesn't look like it actually damaged the head at all.
Show me the other side.
Lots of
Not that
metal
one
in
either.
there.
Wow, look how much metal is in here. It looks like there's little chunks of metal in it, but it didn't look like it actually scored or dented anything, which is huge, mind-boggling. Oh,
Oh man.
first off, look at that.
Bro, look at your piston.
Yeah, looked like what I thought it would look like.
Dude, look at this. Oh! Wow.
Oh wow.
That's impressive. The only thing that kept this whole thing together is the rings. Look at it.
Good
You
range,
make a
Brian.
medallion out of that,
Check,
bro.
put this on your chain.
Right there.
This was the same cylinder. And there's a little mark right here, but it's inside the cylinder line, so I think it's fine. So you bent one valve. That's it. It is mind-blowing that the head isn't more destroyed, right? Because this thing literally detached from the rod and probably got sent at the head. And all we see here is so we see a little gouge right here. The only thing that we see for damage is the exhaust valve is actually bent. Do you see it? See how
Not
it's
seating.
It's not seating, like on the bottom. So something probably got stuck underneath it, like a piece of metal or something, or it just actually whacked the piston. Besides that, there is metal in every cylinder, like little bits of metal. You see them, like right here? I don't know how they got in there, but so far, I'd like to think that the heads are good, right?
Yeah, fair.
Which is pretty mind-boggling. I mean, I know I said it before, but this got shot out at it. Shot, grenaded, and it didn't somehow cause. I was expecting this to be like stuck inside the head, to be honest. I mean, this is steel, this is aluminum. This would have definitely won. There you go, buddy. Nice. So let's see what it looks like under the Valley cover. I really hope the cam is salvageable. I mean, cylinder one right here, we don't see any scoring on the cam so far, so that's actually really good news. Hopefully we can get the thing out of there. See how bad the lifter is. Huh, I mean the lifter seems fine, which is good news. If the lifter's fine, usually that means the cam is most likely fine too. Oh yeah, these are good to go. Sweet. It will be really nice to be able to reuse this cam, obviously. So, obviously unless the oil starvation scored it, which I doubt it, because it was technically only on the lower oil pressure side for like 10 seconds. So, I think we should be good to go. This is going to make a huge mess. Oh, there we go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're right. Dude, this thing is endless. Look at this. We have dug so much metal out of this engine too. Maybe we'll randomly put these in some orders when we drop the t-shirt. Dude, I'm like, every time I take a bolt off, it's like more and more carnage. There we go.
Oh my god.
Dude, look at the window tray. Look at all the metal that's in here. It's never ending. Wow, another piece of the rod.
The wrist pin clips.
Yeah, there we go. Look, another piece of rod. Wow, that went all the way up in here. Look how thick this stuff is. Like, you just can't bend this by hand. Dude, the amount of force that piston came out to go through the window tray, go to the oil pan, to take a chunk out of his steering rack is just mind-boggling.
It's basically like a bomb went off.
Literally a bomb went off. I'm like, look at this, dude. We have enough pieces to put in orders for a year. Oh my god, it's like...
It's never ending.
So, oh wow. Oh wow, that's a whole rod. So it looks like cylinder 2's rod is actually still connected. Oh my god, hit the jackpot.
Ba-bing.
Ba-bing, this is cylinder 1 right here.
That's cool.
So cylinder 1 rod literally just let go. I thought cylinder 2 also let go, but look at the rod's still connected to the piston. I mean, it's bent up and whatnot, but it's still in there. So the last 2 cylinders are usually the first things that get smoked, right? So this will give us a pretty good example. Looks like some stuff went through that oil passages.
Some went through, but I mean, there's still quite a bit of coating on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of bearing left in there. The bearings don't look that bad at all. Doesn't look bad at all, so. It looks like Brian's old fatigued rods finally let go. You saw it when we took this engine apart. This thing looked like it had 500,000 miles on it. It looks like it had more idle miles than a Peterbilt. You know what I mean? I'm gonna call it and say the rod just broke somehow. Did he have an oiling issue? I still think he did. So be it. Let's take off the main cap number 1 since it's the closest to the failing rod. Oof, how are you looking? Oh man, not good. Let me see that bearing. So it doesn't look like it spun, it just looked like some metal got into it because look, it's grooved heavily.
And it is covered in metal, look.
Yeah, so that was probably
After the fact?
after the fact damage. But it doesn't look like it actually spun because of oil pressure. It's just so vicious, it's just so hard to tell. Let's just not think about it and build a new motor, all right?
Yeah, new motor.
Let's go. All right, so Brian's not here because he's out doing family things tonight, but we got a lot of mess to clean up, so I'm gonna go through it, get it all sorted, see what we got, see what we need, and start the hunt for bottom end, and just go from there. But we're still gonna do the t-shirt, so hopefully we got that all figured out by next video, and we can get Brian something pretty cool. So still gotta pull the cam out, get the crank pulley off, and take apart the oil pump, see if we could reuse the oil pump. It'd be really nice too, but we shall find out still. But I need a specific crank pulley puller that I do not have right now. So we did a lot of talking about what might have happened, but whatever it was, it happened, and well, we can't do anything about it. So we're gonna get another motor, put it back together, cross our fingers, and have some fun. So with that, I think we're gonna end it. I got a lot of cleaning to do. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys very shortly.